Hey guys, French Fried Taters here, and today I'm going to start a series, starting of course with Act 1, of just walkthroughs for all the acts. So if you're new to Path of Exile, this is a good place to start. It's really just going to show you how to get through the acts quickly without taking too many extra steps or having to backtrack a lot. So let's get started. Right here at Twilight Strand, really you're just going to pick up your starting weapon and talk to this guy. He'll get attacked by a zombie, and you kill this zombie and you get your first skill. So I started as a duelist, and my first skill is of course going to be that dual strike, or double strike. So we're going to travel along the coast here, and I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. So as you're traveling along the coast, you're going to come up to chests, things like that. Make sure you open them. Nothing in that one. And some zombies. You don't really have to kill them all, but make sure you kill a few so you get that first XP. And really your goal is, when you're traveling along, you're going to find, he should be right up here. Kill some more zombies. You're going to find Hillock. And this is kind of just your first little mini boss. So you're going to kill Hillock. And I'll skip ahead here to the death. And here we are, killing Hillock. Now that we've entered Lion's Watch and gotten our quest reward from Tarkley, our first goal is going to be to get the medicine chest, which is going to be on the coast here. And there's an exit to the coast just right here. So when you get to the coast, really all you got to keep in mind is basically just follow the coastline, but if you stay kind of up and to the right, you're going to run into your first waypoint. So that's kind of our first goal, and I'll skip ahead to that waypoint. So this is the waypoint for the coast that I was talking about, and the cool thing about this waypoint is once you hit it, this little island connecting here is going to be your first quest. So this is us looking for the medicine chest, Title's Island here, and really we're just looking for a cold looking blue dead guy, and he's gonna drop medicine chest. So Hail Rake, that's who we're looking for. Find a guy called Hail Rake and kill him. Once you do kill him, he's going to drop a green item, quest item called the medicine chest. So once you kill Hail Rake, you can either use a portal scroll to get back into town, which I'm going to do here, or if you don't have the portal scroll, you can go back to that waypoint that we unlocked and go back to town that way. And then you're going to come over here, talk to Nessa. She'll give you a Quicksilver flask. And, well, she'll give you a choice of 3 flasks. I highly recommend picking up the Quicksilver because it increases your movement speed by 40, and it'll just move you along a lot quicker. So moving on to our next quest, after you speak to Nessa and everybody in town, your next quest is going to be over at the Mudflats. So to get there, we're going to go over to the waypoint area at Lion's Watch and click on the coast. And the Mudflats is always north, so we're just going to head north here, skip ahead a little bit. So now we're inside the Mudflats, and we are going to just head out here. So here's the order I like to do this in. Some vets might not agree with me, but I think it's the quickest way to do it. There's going to be 3 glyphs in the Mudflats area, so we're going to gather them first. You do that by stepping on these nests. So there's one, and usually you can follow the water trail here, and they kind of connect to each other. So yep, here's the second one, and pick up a glyph there, and then we're going to head this way and pick up our third glyph. Once you have 3 glyphs, we're going to use those here in a second, but what I like to do, just so we kind of get a bunch of quest rewards all at once here, is head straight up to the north and look for a door to the fetid pool. So here it is. It's always going to be to the north. So we're going to enter the fetid pool. Now here I'm not going to show this, but all you have to do is basically kill every single monster in the fetid pool, and you're going to get 2 quest rewards from this, because you also get a quest reward from killing the necromancer. And once you're in town, you want to go ahead and talk to Tarkly and get your quest rewards for clearing the fetid pool and killing the necromancer. He's going to give you a skill point, I believe, and a new skill gem. So then after you do that, we're going to go back into the fetid pool and exit, and we should still have the 3 glyphs in our inventory. And with those 3 glyphs, we're just going to head, it's always going to be to the right of the fetid pool and still north. So here's the opening, and if you click on this wall here, you'll enter the 3 glyphs into the wall and open the submerged passage. That's where we're going next. So once you get the waypoint for the submerged passage, we're going to move on here, and our next goal is the flooded depths is what we're looking for. And as you'll see, I've just been working through the cave, and the submerged depths has popped up on my map here. It's just a little cave with a red entrance indicator. So we're going to enter the submerged depths, and then here all we're doing is looking for a unique boss that's a giant crab. As Bestel calls it, the Granddaddy Crab. So moving along. So once you talk to everybody in town after killing the Granddaddy Crab, get your skill reward for that. We're going to head back into the flooded depths and head back out to the submerged passage. I find this is the quickest way to do it because if you take the waypoint to the submerged passage, it kind of sets you back a little bit. So I like to just run through here real quick. I'll skip ahead here. So now that we're back outside the flooded depths, we are going to move through the submerged passage and look for the entrance to the ledge. So I have noticed something with this map that is consistent no matter how it's procedurally generated. I don't know why that took me so long. Here it is. So this bridge right here, you'll see it on your map as this, but this long sort of bridge that connects it, if you move across this bridge, that you know that you're heading the right way towards the ledge. So we'll move this along. And here we are at the entrance of the ledge. So really nothing special here. We're going to move into the ledge. And this is just progression. So you're going to go through the ledge, make sure you get the waypoint in the middle, and I'm going to skip ahead. Alright, so I've skipped ahead a little bit here, but you're not missing anything. The ledge, both the ledge and the climb are linear areas. You basically just need to proceed through them forward, and you're eventually going to come to the prison. And that's the area that I'm in now. I've just reached the waypoint, which is a little farther down the door. So once you reach the prison, really you're just going to be looking for the entrance to the upper prison. So I'll skip ahead here. Okay, here we are at the warden's chambers. This time it happened to be up and to the left from me. So like I said, it can be in random positions on these procedurally generated maps. So okay, we're going to enter the warden's chambers. The warden does hit hard, especially if you are just starting your build out and don't have a lot of life or anything, so just be aware of that. He has a grab, so he kind of has a chain where he throws it out and pulls you to him, so be wary of that. He also does have like a ground pound thing that sends spikes along the ground. And a couple of AoE moves, so just be aware of that. And my advice is just to kite him and just kind of run around him and do damage as you go until he's dead. Don't get too close. Here's the warden, and we're just going to kill him real quick. Nice unique drop there for me. Okay, and once you kill the warden, we're basically just gonna, I usually, especially when starting, don't waste a portal scroll. I just move along here, because right outside on the prisoner's gate, there is a waypoint. So at the prisoner's gate, here we are. We're basically gonna walk along this path until we see Piety. I'll skip ahead for that. And here we are at Piety, and since I've already completed this act, you didn't see the little cutscene there, but basically she's going to scream, "Find your own way in, land exile." Run along here and spikes are going to appear. And this will actually create a quest for Act 2 for us to finish later. So once she does that, you're basically just going to turn around, and it's either going to be on the left-hand side or the right-hand side. This time it happens to be on the left. You're going to see a little slope like this, and that's how we're going to move forward. So moving forward here, the ship graveyard is basically what you're looking for after Piety blocks the way. So we're just going to enter the ship graveyard, and in this area there's a couple things you need to do. We need to grab the quest from Fairgraves, which is usually directly to the north when you enter. And here's the waypoint. And here's Fairgraves. He's in a little outcropping. You can see it on your map. It always looks like this. So make sure you talk to Fairgraves there. I don't have him on mine since I've already completed this quest, but you will see Captain Pirate standing there. And when you talk to Fairgraves, he's going to tell you to get his allflame, which is in a ship. A sunken ship, or not really a sunken ship, a landlocked ship, I guess I should say. You'll see it's a cave. So we're going to go along here until we find the cave, and here it is. So the ship graveyard cave. Basically what you're going to do is enter this cave, and at the end of the cave we're going to find a dead slave girl, and if you click on her she'll drop the allflame. So skipping ahead here. And here we are at the slave girl. So once you click on her, she will drop a green item called the allflame, and there's no reason to head back to town here because you need to bring that allflame to Fairgraves himself. So there's a little exit behind her, we'll take that. And then you will head back to Fairgraves. Just find him again on your map. He was over here to the kind of the north on our map. So once you head back to Fairgraves, I won't walk through this part because I've already defeated him. You won't see him on my map. But you'll give him the allflame, and he will attack you, and then when you kill him, go back to town, get your reward for it. So once you head back in from town, getting your reward from Fairgraves, we're going to come back out to the ship graveyard, and as far as I've seen, just about every time, the exit to this area is going to be sort of to the northwest, or sometimes even to the southwest, but it's almost always west. So we're looking for the exit here. We're just going to keep heading west until we find the exit to this area. Just make sure you don't head back out towards Prisoner's Gate, so that's going to be backtracking. So here we are arriving at the exit here, the Cavern of Wrath. Interesting thing about this area is once you do enter the Cavern of Wrath, you will get a quest reward for it immediately, and usually it's a very good skill gem from Nessa, so make sure right when you enter to go back through the waypoint and get that skill reward from Nessa. So here at the Cavern of Wrath, we're moving up and we're going to look for the Cavern of Anger, and it's just always going to be to the north, so skipping ahead. So here we are at the Cavern of Anger entrance. Like I said, just always head north. It's always going to be north. Once you enter, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to head north again, and we're going to find Merveil's Lair, which is going to be your first boss battle. Before I skip ahead here, one word of advice. If you do find a sapphire ring as a drop on the way there, pick it up and use it. Merveil has a lot of cold damage, and that'll just give you a good 20% at least on your cold damage, so you'll be able to take some of her hits a lot easier. So skipping ahead here. So here we are in Merveil's Lair. Basically right when you enter, it's going to start a boss battle, so be ready for that. She's not just going to like run up and attack you, you have to get close to her, but to be ready for that, it's going to be your first challenge. If you're playing hardcore, do be careful. I would throw up a portal and so that you have an exit route, because she does hit hard, especially if you don't, you're not going to have a lot of passive skill points allocated, so your character will be pretty weak. So we'll enter here and just kill Merveil. Skip ahead here. Once you do kill Merveil once, she will transform, so you have to kill her twice, be aware of that. When I first started playing this, I stood there after she died and didn't think about I was messing around with my passive skill tree or something, and she actually killed me. So just be aware of that. And that's it. Once you kill Merveil, weirdly enough, you'll find that killing act bosses aren't going to give you a reward. So once you kill her, you don't get a reward for it. You're just going to move on to Act 2 here, which is through this southern forest area, which will open. Some vines will creep through. And there you are, moving along to Act 2. So that's the end of this Act 1 walkthrough. I know it was fairly linear, so there wasn't really much to learn here, but stick around. Act 2 and 3 are far more confusing than Act 1, especially for new players. And I'll give you some quick tips on which routes to take to get you through it. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like if this helped you out. And there's a link to my Twitch, as always, in the description below. Catch me on Twitch if you have any questions, and thanks for the support, guys.